Hi friends, today let's talk about conjunction of Saturn, the planet Saturn, with all other planets in your birth chart. Alright, with all the other 8 planets, okay, and also even the outer planets. So what results you will get when Saturn is in conjunction with all other different planets in your horoscope. First of all, what is Saturn? Saturn is the planet of justice, structure, responsibility. Saturn is also the planet of deep thinking, even pessimism, even skepticism, scrutiny, analytical power. Saturn also signifies sorrow, pain, problems, ups and downs in life. It can show that you will have to go through obstacles, mainly obstacles, hurdles. Saturn can show all of that, delays. Saturn can also definitely signify moksha or even detachment and spiritual liberation also. And Saturn is also, somehow the significator of even the spirit of rebellion, rebelling against injustice. Because Saturn is the planet of justice, the planet of karma. Okay, so it also is connected to the karmic lessons that you have to learn and you will have to go through in this life. Definitely when Saturn is retrograde in the chart, then it's highly, it is also said that it has deep connection even with your past life. And anyway, Saturn is the planet of karma. So wherever it is there, you have some karmic give and take in that house, or in conjunction with certain planets. It will give you further clarity that in what sort of karmic exchanges or give and take you will get involved in. Okay, Saturn exalts in Libra, the sign of balance and harmony. Okay, and Saturn Saturn rules Capricorn and Aquarius. So it gets debilitated in Aries, which shows impulsiveness. Aries is the sign of restlessness. There Saturn gets debilitated because Saturn is the planet of calmness, premeditated action. So Saturn is the planet of our actions and karma as well. And even the greatest significator of your profession, Saturn is the planet which signifies your profession. Now when this planet will be in conjunction with other planets, what results you will get? These are snapshot predictions, friends. Definitely we have to look at the details of your birth chart in order to come up with detailed predictions, but these are snapshot predictions which you can see for yourself. And what if Saturn is retrograde? If Saturn is retrograde, then definitely it will cast a strong 12th aspect according to Bhrigu Nandinari Jyotish. So see if there is any planet sitting 12th to Saturn, then Saturn will cast its 12th aspect on that planet. And if Saturn is retrograde in the conjunction, then definitely it will show that you will have a tendency, a propensity to review your actions whenever in transit that retrograde Saturn gets activated, or whenever it is the dasha of that retrograde Saturn, you will definitely have a tendency to review your actions, whatever you have been doing, your work. Maybe things will slow down and you will have to move into self-introspection. You may also have to go through some suffering, obstacles, but they will eventually transform you. Because that period of crisis maybe will enable you to review everything, analyze everything well, so that finally you know how you need to move on or move ahead, and what actions or karmas you need to get engaged yourself in. So what should be your next step? So finally you will be able to figure out, after proper introspection, after proper analysis of everything. So when Saturn is retrograde, you tend to review your actions. So what decisions you made maybe in the past and how you acted. So everything you will tend to review, so that finally you're able to know the reality better, you're able to get better insights into reality, and then you're better equipped to move on in life, along a proper direction with determination, structure. So friends, that's all about retrograde Saturn. See if Saturn is in conjunction with any planet in your D1 chart. You can also look at it in the D9 chart. And friends, one more thing I want to say, that how do you think conjunction is formed? Okay, conjunction is formed when, definitely in Vedic astrology, when two planets are in the same sign, in the same house. Okay, but in Bhrigunandinadi Jyotish, we believe that conjunction is also formed when two planets, they have trinal aspect. They are having trinal aspect upon each other, which is called the 5-9 aspect. That is believed to be a very strong conjunction in Bhrigunandinadi Jyotish. So if Saturn is in trine with some other planet, then also in my opinion, because I practice Bhrigunandinadi Jyotish, so I would suggest that you should also find out if Saturn is in trine with any other planet. Definitely that planet will influence Saturn, and Saturn also will influence that planet. And also the 7th aspect is mutual. If Saturn is casting 7th aspect on a planet, the other planet also will cast 7th aspect on Saturn. So that also you need to take into consideration, and you should consider that as a combination or conjunction as per Bhrigunandinadi Jyotish. In Bhrigunandinadi Jyotish, Saturn also signifies your elder brothers. Your elder brother is signified by Saturn. And in general, Saturn signifies paternal uncle also, father's younger brother generally, your paternal uncle also. Saturn stands for the working class, people who serve us, okay, the working class also, the masses also. Alright friends, without any more ado or delay, let's get into the discussion. So what results you will get when Saturn is in conjunction with all other planets in horoscope. First of all, what will happen when Saturn is in conjunction with Sun? Alright, we know that Sun and Saturn, Sun is the father, Saturn is the son in mythology, Vedic mythology also. So they don't, and they have a sort of rivalry with each other. So they are considered to be planets that are inimical in nature. They are not friendly with each other, Saturn and Sun. Alright, so definitely this is Saturn-Sun conjunction. Definitely it could be a problematic conjunction. To some extent it is problematic. Alright, so what will happen now if you have Saturn-Sun? So you will, the native may have a tendency to revolt against authority. Alright, but the native needs to be careful because of that tendency or propensity. The native may get into trouble with authority or with people in position and power. The native also somehow may feel that they are somewhat distanced from their father. It's possible. But if Saturn is in good dignity in the chart, that means if the dispositor is well placed, then definitely the native will be responsible towards their father. They will have a sense of responsibility towards the father if Saturn is well placed in the chart. And especially eventually in life, say after the age of 33 onwards, after that age onwards, eventually they will if Saturn is well placed, they will recognize or they will realize that they need to be very responsible towards their father. But if Saturn is getting afflicted in the chart, then they may have a problematic relationship with their father. Alright, now friends, Saturn-Sun combination, Saturn is profession. You may get job in the government sector, it's possible. Alright, or you may work in a very big organization, that is also possible. Saturn-Sun people can be very creative in their profession also. They may have certain creative skills and they may want to display those skills. You could also get into independent business. That will be very good for you because Sun is independence and knowledge. So you may highlight your own knowledge and skills through your independent business. Even if you're doing some job, you should eventually think of having your own business if you have Saturn-Sun conjunction. Now, Saturn-Sun profession may be connected to the medical sector, to healthcare sector. You may be a doctor, or it could be connected to the medical sector, even hospitals. Now, Saturn-Sun combination, definitely Sun is also the significator of astrology. So sun also, you must have a strong sun in order to be a good astrologer also. So because sun enables you to kind of gain knowledge, even occult knowledge. So that also could be a combination. Now Saturn Sun, also we can say that your profession will be definitely your identity. Okay, so for you, your profession will be very important. You may be even somehow soulfully connected to your profession, and you will know that my profession is something which is very important for me, and I will have to focus on my profession. Okay, so, and you may be very disciplined also. Saturn Sun people are disciplined. If the conjunction is in good dignity, then they are very disciplined, they are hardworking, okay, and they maintain regularity in profession. So such people, they can also do well in the job sector. They can do well in job because they will believe in discipline, they will believe in regularity. But yes, within their workplace, they may enter into conflicts with some people who are in position of authority and power. They may enter into conflicts with any such people. That's possible. So they need to curb their tendency to revolt against authority. Otherwise, they may have problems at their workplace. Problems in getting promotion and all of that. Okay. So yeah, and Sun is also the planet which definitely is connected to your 10th house, because sun gains directional strength in the 10th house, and there you have Saturn. So there could be a delay in getting success from your profession. Some delay could be there. So preferably probably you will get success after the age of maybe 35 onwards. You will see, eventually you will see growth, but you will have to move ahead with patience and perseverance. That's very important, and regularity, that's important. All right, so you may also Saturn Sun, if you have this combination. Saturn is connected also. Saturn is the significator of the 8th house. So there is a possibility that you may inherit some wealth from your father, some of ancestral property or wealth you may inherit from your father. There is a possibility. Okay, your father's life definitely may have a lot of ups and downs and challenges. That's possible. Your father maybe has gone through a lot of hardship in life. Your father may be lonely in life. That's also possible. Okay, Saturn Sun people, because Sun is also your personality, your soul's desire in a way that Sun represents. Your soul's happiness is Sun. So at times such people may like isolation. So they may like to be in isolation and do whatever they love. Maybe some people may like to read books, some people may like to watch some movie or whatever they want to do. So because a Saturn is isolation, Sun is your happiness and joy. So they may find happiness and joy in isolation. They may be engaged in their hobbies, whatever their interests and hobbies, whatever makes them happy, or their favorite pastime. They may like to be engaged in doing whatever they like to do in isolation also. That is possible. Now if this conjunction, the dispositor is well placed, then they will love to be also in isolation. That's possible, and they will get happiness from isolation. But if this conjunction is getting afflicted or the dispositor is not well placed, then definitely they will have encountered a lot of obstacles in life, especially a lot of obstacles in their career, a lot of delay in getting success from career. That is also possible. The best remedy is to look after your father, and no matter what equation you share with your father, you need to be responsible towards your father and seek his blessings. That is your karma in this life actually. Okay, whether Saturn is directional, whether it is retrograde, you need to be dutiful towards your father, and then you will see, you will eventually, don't enter into quarrels, arguments, conflicts with your father. Avoid them. If you are not able to agree with your father on something, Go away from him, maintain some distance, maintain silence, but do not argue with them, do not hurt them. Alright, so that is the best remedy. See what you can do to look after your father, be responsible towards your father, and then you will see, you will gain success in your profession by degrees, and you will, over time, with perseverance and patience, you will become very successful. Alright, Saturn Sun people, at times they may have pessimistic thoughts also. They may be very critical, even self-critical. They can be very self-critical. They may have a tendency to scrutinize everything. They may be doubtful about things. That is also possible. That is only because they want to be careful. They are very careful before proceeding ahead with anything. Alright, so they need to cross-check, cross-verify and scrutinize and analyze everything. Such people, they can be great, they can have great analytical powers. So if they move into any sort of research, investigation field, they will do very well. Okay, Sun is knowledge, Saturn is analytical power. So they can be great researchers and investigators. All right. So yeah, friends, all these things I can say when you have Saturn and Sun. So just have patience. You will get success, through your career or in your career. Just have patience and perseverance. That's what I want to say to people who have Saturn Sun conjunction. Be disciplined, be dutiful, be accountable in your profession. Like, you have to be very responsible, you have to be very duty bound, and you have to be like, Saturn is profession. Sun is what? Sun is regularity. Sun is also the planet which believes in being constant, consistent. So maintain your consistency in your profession without entering into any problems or conflicts with people in authority. You just do your duty and you will see growth in your profession in due course of time. Now let's move on to Saturn Moon conjunction. Alright, Saturn Moon, these people, they may again have certain conflicts with their mother, certain arguments, difference of opinion, that's possible. Alright, now they may be very, but they need to be responsible towards their mother, that's true. They may get distanced from their mother may not be present. Their mother may, and even encounter untimely death, that's possible. And also they may feel their mother's absence because mother is not there, Saturn Moon people, and somehow getting distanced from the mother. And if the mother is there also, they may have some sort of a problematic relationship with their mother. But if Saturn is well placed in the chart, then they will be very responsible and dutiful towards their mother. The best remedy for this conjunction is to look after your mother. Whether you agree with her or not, you need to look after your mother without raising any questions. That is the best remedy. Now, when you have Saturn Moon conjunction, Moon is your mind, so a lot of pessimistic thoughts, even negative thoughts, a lot of tension, stress, some sorrow may be hidden somewhere in the mind, and you may feel that, you are gripped by a sense of sadness or sorrow, loss or pain that can happen when you have Saturn Moon conjunction. So Saturn Moon people, they tend to definitely they are gripped by stress and tension and anxiety. So that's why the best remedy for Saturn Moon conjunction is to do breathing exercise. They need to do breathing exercise, meditation. Meditation is very important for them. Now, these people, you actually need to, they do a lot for their family also. They they are very responsible. If Saturn is well placed, they are very responsible towards their family, towards their home and towards domestic matters. They want everybody at their home to be, comfortable, and they want to be dutiful towards everyone, whoever is associated with their home. So friends, all these things we can say about Saturn Moon. These people, they are very good, very good at research. because moon is your mind, Saturn is analytical power, your ability to scrutinize things, analyze things. So such people are very good at research, investigation, analysis. Okay, moon is also intuition and Saturn is profession. So this combination can make a very good occultist, astrologer also when you have Saturn moon conjunction. Okay, so they can be very good in any field of occult science. They can be very good healers, psychologists. Okay, Saturn moon conjunction. Now some karma attached to their mother, so they really need to look after their mother, and they need to be responsible towards all elderly women in the family or wherever they find elderly women. No, they need to respect them. That's it. Never hurt the feelings of any woman who is elderly, who's like your mother. See if you can help them out in some way. Okay, just if you come across a poor old woman, maybe you can do some charity, you can help her out with some money. So donation to old age homes is a very good remedy for Saturn moon conjunction. Now Saturn moon conjunction people, they are very sensitive. Okay, very sensitive they will be, so emotionally also very sensitive. They always try to strike a balance between emotions and practicality. So there is a tussle in them all the time. They at times feel that, they always feel that they need to balance their emotions with a sense of practicality. Okay, so they usually don't want to get carried away by their emotions. They never want to get carried away by their emotions. So they are very careful. So Saturn moon people, they also know how to restrict or restrain their emotions. Okay, they are unable to express their mind freely. So that is why all of that grievance or frustration or certain repressed desires, they will now kind of keep troubling you because you're not able to express your mind also. Okay, so such people, you should do some meditation. That's very important for you. When you do meditation, you will see that your mind will get pacified and it will remain calm. Saturn moon is said to be Vish Yoga, Shani Chandra Vish Yoga it is called. So because it causes a lot of anxiety, stress and all that. Now Saturn is your profession. There is an indication that moon is also your wealth and cash also. Your cash flow is seen from moon. So from your profession you can earn wealth. There's an indication. You can do very well in the field of real estate. If your profession is connected to real estate, you can do well. This is a snapshot prediction. Find out how the dispositors are placed. You can do well as a Vastu consultant when you have Saturn moon conjunction. You can be a healer, occultist, psychologist, I already mentioned. You can be good at any field of research, investigation also. Alright. So yes, all these things we can say. Your paternal uncle or your elder brother may be very caring towards you. Okay, so they may be caring towards you. They may be emotional also and very caring as people. That's also possible. Now, yeah, so all these things we can say about Saturn and moon. Saturn is also connected to the 8th house of the natural zodiac. So you may inherit some wealth. It's possible. There's some inheritance of wealth may be there. That's possible. Okay, so you may earn from your profession, may be connected to any creative field. Moon is creativity also. Any creative, any field of fine arts, you may have some artistic skill or creative ability. So through that you may be able to earn wealth. That is also possible. Alright. Yes, so all these things we can say about Saturn moon conjunction. Alright friends, so okay, now let's move on to the next conjunction. Saturn moon, there may be some restrictions in your food. It's possible, some restrictions. You need to be disciplined about your food habits maybe. So if so, then take care Okay, so that's possible. About food and drinks, no, maybe you need to have some restrictions, and you need to control your desire to have certain drinks or food. So because Saturn wants you to maintain that discipline. Okay, that's possible. So your profession may require you to travel from one place to another. That's possible. Because of your profession, you may engage in travel. Okay, that's possible. So, alright friends, now let's move on to Saturn-Mars conjunction. Mars is the warrior, Mars is a fighter, Mars is somebody who is so energetic and active. Now Saturn is again a planet which is a slow moving planet. It believes in premeditated action and something. If Saturn doesn't want to act swiftly, okay, but Mars has no time, Mars has no patience in a way. So this is a somewhat on the surface problematic conjunction when you want to act and your actions now may slow down for some reason. Okay, you are making efforts, Mars is also efforts, your desire, your ambition, but things are slowing down, things are not happening, you're not getting quick results. So Saturn Mars people, you may at times get frustrated that okay, I'm acting, I'm okay following my passion, I'm making efforts, but I'm not getting results. Why there is so much of delay in getting results? So you may be worried about all that, Mars Saturn people. Then what you have to do? Then these people, you need to now develop patience, perseverance, very important. Patience and perseverance are very important in order to be successful in profession. Only if you're patient, only if you're perseverant, no, you will get good results. Okay, so Mars is independence. Okay, so your desire to be independent, act independently also, but yes, with structure and discipline. So such people also can do very well if they are any field of independent business. When you have Saturn Mars, you can do very well. It will take time for you to grow, but eventually you will grow if you have patience, perseverance, if you're hardworking. So if you're into any field of independence, any field of independent business, that is good for you. So where you can act independently. Saturn Mars people, they have some problems at their workplace because you know Mars is a planet of independence, and Mars does not Mars believes in taking initiative, and so they may at times get into trouble or conflicts with people at the workplace. It's possible when you have Saturn Mars. Okay, so yeah, because they may get into conflicts with people at their workplace because they have a different way of working which is unique, and Mars can also give you a lot of creativity and uniqueness in approach. Okay, so that's it. And so that is why such people, they are not very comfortable working in a group and so on when you have Saturn Mars. All right, maybe the group is going at its own pace, slowly, but you want quick results, and so you get frustrated in a group. That is why I said that even if you are doing a job, it is always better to think of some independent business later on. Also friends, but if Saturn and Mars, they are well placed in the chart, it can also show, if the dispositor is well placed, that you will be very structured and methodical at your workplace. Okay, you'll be very structured and methodical, and that it can show you'll be very disciplined. Your whole approach to your work will be very disciplined now, will be very methodical. You will do everything with precision, accuracy, okay, after in-depth analysis of things, because Mars can also give you great analytical ability. This is a very good combination for getting into the field of law. Okay, for being a lawyer, getting into the field of law, even for being a judge. It's a very good combination for medical field. You can be a surgeon or medical science field, even a veterinary doctor, or you can be a doctor or surgeon. Okay, with this combination, you can get into, eventually you can get into social service also. You may be interested in social service also. Saturn Mars people are very much, they believe in taking initiative and acting, but they need to have patience because results will come with time. That's what they have to understand. Now these people, whatever they will do in their profession, they will do by dint of their own efforts. So even if they are in job sector, initially they may not be that happy with their job. They may not be fully satisfied with their job. So they may have a tendency to have their own business or own thing. So they may eventually think of having their own independent, starting their own independent venture. So they should do that. If they do that, they will be very successful because they want to approach things in a very systematic way, and they are very creative, actually, very creative. So Saturn also will, if Saturn is in good dignity, it will give them patience also. So if they are really making efforts in a structured, systematic way in their field of work, then over time they will get very good results. Even if you are in the field of job or in business, if you are working with patience, perseverance, and if you are structured and responsible, you will get very good results. Okay, over time you will get good results, and your efforts will be rewarded over time when you have Saturn Mars conjunction. Now Saturn Mars conjunction also, we can say, friends, that you will, okay, what else we can say, that whatever you achieve in your profession, it will be by dint of your own efforts, by dint of your own hard work. Okay, whether you are doing any kind of job or business, whatever you have achieved, it will be solely by dint of your own hard work, own efforts, individual efforts. Such people, they believe in being independent. They believe in, building their career also from scratch. They can build their career, and they will do it entirely in an independent way, with structure, discipline, by being methodical, provided Mars is well placed also in the chart, and if the dispositor of this conjunction is also well placed. So Saturn Mars, Mars is your brother, younger brother also. So at times you may get into trouble with them. Means you may feel distanced. Somehow you may get distanced from your younger brother. Just be responsible towards them. Do whatever you can, maybe towards your whatever responsibility you have towards your younger brother. Do that much. That's it. There is no need to expect anything much in return. Okay, so be responsible, but you should be detached. I mean, detached in the sense that don't expect anything in return much, and don't let your energy get drained away also too much. Okay, so they are your younger brother, so just do the needful for them. That's it. Do whatever you need to do with a sense of responsibility. That's it. Okay, so that is important. Do not let your neighbors, people in your neighborhood also drain your energy. Don't do that. You should not do that. Okay, so you may do a lot for them, but your neighbors may not be grateful. Okay, that is also possible when you have Saturn Mars. Okay, so maintain a safe distance from them. Okay, so believe in justice, fairness, believe in dealing with them in a just way. That's it. But maintain some distance, even with your neighbors, safe distance. And in the chart of the female native in Bhrigu Nandinari Jyotish, Mars is also your husband in the female's chart. So the husband may be older than you, very mature, very experienced, maybe aged also. It's an indication. Or your person may be very wise, mature, they may have a lot of wisdom. It's possible. They may be very responsible, very structured also. But you need to be responsible towards your husband. Just be responsible towards your husband. Okay, and also there could be certain problems in the relationship if you have Saturn Mars in the chart of a female native. For some reason, either for work or for any other reason, you may get distanced from your husband. That is also an indication. If your husband is not older, mature and wise, if these qualities are not there, And Saturn also shows somebody from a foreign culture or somebody who's from a very distant place geographically. So if these conditions are not met, then in the chart of a female native, if you have this conjunction, you may get distanced also from your husband. That is also possible. The physical distance may come in, may set in. Okay, it's possible. Now, again Saturn, paternal uncle, elder brother, you may have conflicts with them. It's possible with these relatives, elder brother or paternal uncle. Now, all these things, friends, we can say about, or there could be a lot of ups and downs in their life. Yeah, your paternal uncle's life or elder brother's life, lots of ups and downs could be there in their life. This is a very good placement for getting into any field of research, investigation. Again, Saturn, Mars. Mars is also connected to occult. So for getting into any field of occult science like astrology, this is a very good placement. All right. And I have already mentioned about medical science profession of law. Even you can get sudden wealth from stocks and shares, but for that you need to see how your fifth lord is placed in the chart. All right. So all these things, friends, we can say sudden events in your profession. Okay. So that is why I said it. Your profession could also be connected to even stocks, shares. Okay. It can be connected to chartered accountancy. It can also, a profession can be connected to also things which are, hidden, secretive, dealing with investigation, uncovering the truth and all that. Okay. Saturn, Mars is also connected to the third house. Maybe through journalism, you are trying to uncover the truth behind some event or incident or happening. So it can also show journalism. Mars is also connected to sports. So sports, even the field of journalism wherein you are investigating things. So all these things also. So Mars is technology, mainly technology. So your profession may be connected to technology, to engineering or technology also. All right, any kind of technology. Profession may be connected to all of that. And land, Mars is also your land. So there may be some delay in whenever you go to buy some land, you may encounter obstacles. It's possible when you have Saturn Mars conjunction. Whenever you go to buy some land or landed property, you may encounter obstacles or delays. That is also possible. All right. So yeah, all these things we can say, friends. But yeah, profession can be connected to real estate. It's possible. It can be connected to real estate or land. Your profession may be connected to that. Then you will get good results. Or even a profession may be connected to occult. So Vastu is also included in that. Okay, even Vastu, consultancy and occult fields also. So, and even psychologist for that matter, because Mars, Saturn both have connection with the 8th house of the natural zodiac. So definitely it can be connected to psychology. Now friends, let's move on to the next conjunction, Saturn Mercury conjunction. Again, this is a very good conjunction, believed to be very good, because Saturn and Mercury, they are very good friends actually. Yes, Saturn loves the innocence, the childlike nature of Mercury, the adaptability of Mercury. Saturn loves that. So Saturn loves Mercury a lot, and Mercury too loves Saturn. Okay, so it's a beautiful conjunction actually. Look at how the dispositors are placed. Okay, so the dispositors, if they are more or less well placed, then you will get very good results because of this conjunction, Saturn Mercury. It can make you very intelligent. Saturn is your profession, so you will use your intelligence, intellectual power, your in-depth your ability to do in-depth research, analysis. You will use all of that, your analytical power also in your field of profession or work. This can again make you very successful in the field of law, in the field of healthcare industry, in the field of journalism, in the field of writing, communication skills. Your profession may be connected to any field of communication skills. You can have any sort of skills You can be an architect, you can be a sculptor, any skills wherein the use of hands is involved. You can have any creative skill. You can be good at mimicry, you can be an artist, you can have artistic abilities, creative skills when you have Saturn Mercury conjunction. And because of those skills, now you will use any of those skills in your profession. That is also possible. And you will have great ideas when you have Saturn Mercury. Mercury is also very important for astrology, because Mercury is calculation, Mercury is your logical bent of mind and logical reasoning. So Saturn Mercury combination is a very good position which can make you a successful astrologer. Saturn Mercury can also make you very good at finances, at calculation. So you can be in the banking sector, in the finance sector. You can be a commission agent. Okay. So Saturn Mercury conjunction is very good for any business. Mercury gives you business acumen. So you can be a successful business person when you have Saturn Mercury conjunction, because you will be diplomatic, you will know how to handle things in a very diplomatic way. So you can be very good at business. You can also excel in the field of profession, in the field of politics, in the profession of politics. If Rahu is also well placed in the chart and connected with the 10th house, then Saturn Mercury can make you a very successful politician, because Mercury has dual signs. So Mercury is a planet of duality. That is why success in business, success in politics, but again success in all kinds of creative and artistic fields also. So all these fields, it's success in any field of research, investigation, communication also. So all these things we can say. Mercury is your younger siblings. Alright. So and in Bhrigunandinari Jyotish, Mercury also stands for friends. But mostly Mercury stands for your younger siblings. Alright. So you may also invest a lot of energy for your younger siblings. You may definitely be very responsible towards them. It's possible. But again, they may not be that grateful to you. That is also possible. They may somehow get distanced from you. That is also possible. Okay. So just do the needful. You need to be responsible towards them. Just do your responsibility. Share your responsibility, or shoulder your responsibility. Shoulder your responsibility. Don't expect anything in return from your younger siblings. That's it. Don't expect anything much in return from them. Okay. So if they are distanced from you because they are physically separated, they are living in a different geographical region, then that is a different matter. But even if they are living nearby and you have Saturn Mercury, so it can show that they don't get along well with you, or maybe they are not grateful to you for whatever you have done for them. So it's okay, you do your karmas, that's it. You believe in your karma, that's it. So if they are your younger siblings, so just provide them with the necessary guidance and just be responsible towards them, and that's it, and you have done your job. Okay. So don't invest too much of energy. Don't let your energy get drained away, in running after your younger siblings. Don't do that. All right. Okay. So just do the needful. That's it. All right. And Saturn Mercury, it can show if the dispositors are not well placed, and if this conjunction is getting afflicted, it can also show that you may have a problematic relationship with your younger siblings. It can also show that. But nevertheless, this is a very good conjunction for your profession, because now you're able to use your intelligence, your intellectual power, your analytical power, your investigative ability, your ability to be methodical, structured also. At the same time, your ability to use your own ideas, thoughts, and use even your creativity, which springs mainly from intelligence. So you're able to use all of that, your intelligence and analytical abilities in your profession. You're able to use all of that. So that is why this is basically considered to be a good conjunction. It can make you very successful. If the dispositor is well placed, it can make you very successful in your profession. Be charitable towards children. Like do some donations or do some charity for orphanages. So for orphanages you can do some charity. So that will enable you to become even more successful in your profession. This is the best remedy. All right. So yeah, Saturn, Mercury is also the planet of instability and restlessness, and it may so happen, especially initially in life, that you may be confused as to which profession you need to choose, and you may be good at this, you may be good at that, so you may be a little confused what should be your profession. That is also possible. But eventually, if the dispositors are more or less well placed, after the age of maybe 33, 35, you will be able to figure out that what skill, on which skill you should highlight, or what actually should be your profession, how you need to make efforts, along which direction you need to make efforts. So finally you'll be able to figure out that after the age of 33, 30, after 30, 33 onwards, you'll be able to figure out that along which direction you need to make efforts. All right, your efforts may be rewarded, but within due course of time. So you need to have patience. Go on making efforts, go on exploring things in your field of profession. Go on moving ahead with hard work. Go on moving ahead with great ideas. So have patience. Over time, you will be rewarded for your efforts when you have Saturn Mercury conjunction. Yes, friends, all these things we can say. Your paternal uncle or younger or elder brother or paternal uncle, they may be into business, or they may also be very intelligent. It's possible. All right, so now let's move on to Saturn Venus conjunction. When you have Saturn Venus conjunction, this is for relationship. Venus is relationship. So at times you may have a problematic relationship with your spouse or life partner. You may feel that you are somehow getting distanced from your spouse or life partner. It's possible. All right. So, or else your life partner may be somebody who's very mature, who's very hardworking. They are so busy with their work that they may be a little distanced from you. This is also possible because Saturn Venus, your life partner or your spouse may be very hardworking. So you need to be responsible towards your spouse. If they really need space, if they really need that space for themselves wherein they want to work, you need to respect that. You need to give them their space. Okay, so it's important. Sometimes it is also seen that Saturn Venus conjunction, you are very responsible towards your spouse. You do a lot for them, but they don't recognize your efforts, and they don't recognize all that love that you shower upon them. That also can happen. That they may turn out to be, they may take you for granted. That also can happen when you have Saturn Venus. You are spending so much of energy, you are doing so much for your spouse, but they take you for granted. So do the needful for them. Be responsible towards them. That's it. As a life partner, it is your duty to just be there for them whenever they need you, and do your responsibility. Just shoulder your responsibility. That's it. Okay, do not expect anything much in return. That just you are there, you are in that relationship, do whatever you can for them, be responsible towards them. That's it. So that is better. Otherwise, no, what will happen? You will experience problems even in your wealth, and also some problems you will encounter in amassing wealth also. It's possible. Okay, because Venus is wealth, Saturn obstacles. Because your energy is so much absorbed now in running after your maybe romantic partner. So if somebody is your spouse, or somebody is your life partner or soulmate, someone is your spouse, means you got married to that person, then then also you are doing a lot for them. It is justified because it is your responsibility after all. But if Venus can also show a romantic partner, somebody with whom you just have a physical relationship and you have a romantic relationship with them, they are not your spouse, and if you are spending a lot of energy on them, then you will not be able to gain wealth much, because all your energy, all your work energy is Now whatever energy you have within you, you are spending it in chasing your romantic partner. You are after them, you are always after them. Yes, you want their attention, you want to kind of be with you all the time. If that is the situation, then it is not good for your profession. Then it is not good for your wealth. Actually, it's not good for your wealth, and neither for your profession, because you are so engrossed in Venusian things, in seeking pleasure from relationships, that your profession then will have to suffer. So be careful. And even after running behind them so much, you will realize that somehow there is a distance always. Always that person may maintain some distance from you. Or you are running so much after them, but you will encounter obstacles in that relationship. And then you will become further frustrated in that relationship, that I'm doing so much for them, I'm running after them, I'm chasing them, I'm sacrificing so much for them, but they are not recognizing my efforts. And in the long run, what is happening? It is my profession, it is my growth which is suffering. That's what you will realize. So please be careful. Don't run after especially romantic partners. Don't run after them so much. Okay? So if you're in a relationship, it's okay. Just be responsible for them, responsible towards them. Just do the needful. That's it. Okay? So if you because Saturn is all about balance. Saturn exalts in Libra. So you have to know how to strike a balance everywhere. The relationship should be based on balance and harmony. It should be a harmonious relationship. Give them that much of importance, the kind of importance which they deserve. Just give them that sort of importance. Don't give them more importance. More than that, you should not give them importance. Okay, the sort of importance that they deserve, that's it. And then you have your own life, for God's sake. You have your own profession. You have to gain wealth through your profession. You have your own targets. You cannot forget that. Alright, so please maintain that balance in relationships when you have Saturn, Venus. Now Saturn is your profession, Venus is healing, so you can do very well through any field of healing. Counseling, you can be a very good counselor when you have Saturn, Venus. Saturn is profession, Venus is wealth. So you can gain wealth from your profession, provided you are hardworking, structured, responsible towards your work, provided you believe in maintaining, in having patience and perseverance and chasing your goals. Chase your professional goals. Then you will gain wealth from your profession. So chase your goals in profession. Then you will become wealthy in due course of time. Wealth will come to you in due course of time. Because Saturn and Venus are basically friends. So this is very good for profession. If you're really hardworking, then Saturn will help you gain a lot of wealth. Because Saturn and Venus, they are friendly to each other. But in relationship, this is a problematic, for relationship it is a problematic conjunction. Okay? So that is why you need to strike a proper balance between your profession and relationship. Okay? So don't let your relationship drain away all your energy so that you don't have much energy left for your work. Don't do that. Then you will encounter difficulties and obstacles in gaining wealth. There will be problem. Okay? Now Venus is also connected to beauty, fashion, cosmetics, interior decoration, everything. So your profession may be connected to all of that, fashion designing and etc. Any sort of designing, softwares. Venus is connected even to computers. Venus is connected to healing, so you can also be a healer. You can even be a psychologist, because Venus exalts in the 12th house of Pisces, which shows the subconscious mind. You can be a very good psychologist also when you have Saturn, Venus. You can be a very good Bhrigunandinari astrologer with Saturn, Venus. In fact, Saturn, Venus combination is required for becoming a Bhrigunandinari astrologer. So this is a very good, because you need a strong Venus in order to be successful in Bhrigunandinari Jyotish. So these are all combinations for Venus, and Venus also is connected to the industry, showbiz industry. Yes, so you can do very well in in the television, cinema, in the field of modeling, beauty pageants, all that. You can do very well in those fields also. So Venus is quality, Venus is perfection also. So Saturn Venus people, you should always try to improve the quality of your work. Whatever work you're engaged in, try to improve the quality of that work. Try to invest your quality time in work. That's what you need to do. And try to always strive towards perfection in work. And then you will see you will become very wealthy, very prosperous in due course of time. When you have Saturn Venus, your paternal uncle or elder brother, they may be wealthy if this conjunction is in good dignity, right? Your spouse can be very mature, very serious. They may be very hardworking, structured, methodical if this conjunction is in good dignity. Venus is particularly the significator of wife also in a male's chart. So your wife may be older than you in age, experience, may be wiser than you, or your wife may be somebody, if it is in good dignity, Saturn is in good dignity, your wife may be very structured, disciplined, okay? But if Saturn is in Aquarius or in those signs, air signs, then definitely your wife may be somebody who's very analytical, who's very intelligent. Now they can be a researcher also, that's possible, okay? But nevertheless, they can be hardworking if Saturn is in good dignity. That's also possible. So yes, all these things we can say. Your profession may be connected to real estate also, because Venus is also connected to the 4th house. To real estate, it can be connected to property business. Saturn Venus conjunction Venus is also connected to the 2nd house, so it may be connected to finance sector, banking sector also when you have Saturn Venus conjunction. Okay, you may be into independent business because Venus is also the lord of the 7th house. So you may have to undertake a lot of travel for your business. That is also possible. Your business may be connected, your profession may be connected to hotel industry, to tourism, travel industry also. It may be connected even to the field of law because Venus is connected to the 7th house. To the field of law, it may be connected to any independent business also when you have Saturn Venus. So yes friends, so now let's finally move on, the next conjunction. Let's move on to Saturn Jupiter conjunction. Alright, Saturn Jupiter conjunction is again it's called the great conjunction. Alright, it is also called the Dharma Karma Adhipati Yoga, because Saturn is the natural lord of karma and Jupiter is the natural lord of dharma. So when these two planets come together, then definitely it speaks a lot about the person. Find out if you really have a good Saturn Jupiter conjunction, then people will turn to you for advice, suggestions. You can be a very good counselor, you can be a very good teacher. No one can teach you in the way you teach. You'll be very good at explaining things. Alright, you can also be with this conjunction because Jupiter is also naturally connected to the 12th house. So you can also be a very good occultist, you can be a healer, you can be into psychology, you can be a psychological counselor also. Because Jupiter is knowledge and Saturn is your profession. So you will do very well in any field of knowledge actually. So you will give a lot of importance to knowledge, but you will also gain knowledge through experience. That is also possible. You will be very practical about gaining knowledge also. You will give a lot of importance to knowledge, but you will rely on your experiences. You will rely on your practice a lot. You will preach what you practice. You will not just have bookish knowledge when you have Saturn Jupiter conjunction. When you have Saturn Jupiter conjunction, you will have experiential knowledge. Your knowledge will largely come from your experiences, from your own practices. Okay, whatever practices you're engaged in your field of profession, your work. So from those practices you will gain knowledge, and that knowledge you will maybe make use of that knowledge in your profession, and you will make use of that practical knowledge that you have to guide others, to heal others, to counsel others. So very good profession, very good combination for being a teacher, professor, healer, counselor, consultant in any field. So this is a very good conjunction for all of that. Saturn Jupiter, Jupiter is fortune, some delay in becoming fortunate in life, so it's possible. So these people, they will have to believe in patience, perseverance and hard work. Then over time they will become fortunate in their profession. So they need to wait, because both the planets are slow moving. So you need to wait for the right time to come in your life, you know, when you will be successful. So have patience, just go on gaining knowledge. That's it. That is the key. Go on gaining knowledge and go on preaching what you practice. And that is the key to success in your profession. All right. Saturn, Jupiter, your paternal uncle or elder brother, they can also be very wise. They can have a lot of knowledge. They can also be very prosperous in life, in wealthy and prosperous. Okay. So your profession can make you wealthy, prosperous in due course of time when you have Saturn, Jupiter. All right. So yeah. So Jupiter is also, you know, your teachers, your guru. So your teachers, they may also be very hardworking. It's possible. They may be very practical. They may have a practical approach to things in life. But in due course of time, you may get distanced from your guru or teacher. That is also possible. Or maybe you, your guru may not be present. They may be, they may not be there. Maybe it's possible. Okay. So you may somehow you got distanced from your guru. That is also possible. Saturn, Jupiter people, you will not believe so much in religious rituals. Okay. You will not blindly believe in religious rituals. You will believe more in your karma, in your work. And you will believe, eventually in life, you will believe in charity, in helping the downtrodden. And that you will believe is the greatest service to God. When I serve man, when I serve the underprivileged, so that is the greatest service to God, because I am being able to serve the masses. So that is the greatest worship to the divine. So you will have that sort of thought. So when Saturn, Jupiter is there, you will eventually in life, you will become charitable. Okay. So yeah. So Jupiter is Jupiter is the lord of the natural lord of the 12th house. Saturn is also the significator of the 12th house. So you will eventually develop compassion, and you will engage in charity also in due course of time in life. You will give a lot of importance in life to gaining knowledge. You have a lot of karma in this life attached to knowledge. A lot of karma. You are born to gain knowledge. So remember that. So do not waste your time when you have Saturn Jupiter conjunction, especially if it's a strong conjunction. You have a lot of karma attached to gaining knowledge, real knowledge. Okay. So you definitely you have a lot of karma attached to being dutiful, to being responsible. Okay. So you will believe that my duty is my religion. So I have to be dutiful towards my family. I have to be dutiful towards my work. So it is my sense of duty which is of paramount importance. That's what you will believe. That's why it's called Dharma Karma Adhipati Yoga. Okay, my karma is my dharma. My work is my religion. And my dharma is my karma. My religion is my work. That's it. You will believe that. So you will be religiously committed to your work. Can you imagine somebody being devoted to their work? So very much devoted to work. Okay, they are religiously committed to work. Someone who is so very devoted, can anybody stop them from gaining success in life, in profession? No. They will be very successful in due course of time. That's why it is a very fortunate conjunction in a way. If in good dignity, if look at the houses, okay, even if it is in 8th house, are you using the energy of 8th house? Are you moving towards occult, spiritual practices? Then it will give you good results. No matter where it is placed, if you're using the energy of that house, you will get good results. All right. So yeah, And this conjunction is very good for religious practices, spiritual practices. Okay, this conjunction is very good. As I said, it will make you charitable, compassionate, even forgiving, merciful to the downtrodden and unprivileged and underprivileged. Now Saturn Jupiter conjunction will, now this such a person, no, there'll be a balance between optimism and pessimism in them. So Saturn will make them very practical, and Jupiter will also make them very optimistic, but they will never go overboard also. Okay, so they have plans, they have goals. Jupiter will give them that optimism, but Saturn will also make them analyze everything practically. That will it be really possible for us to attain those goals? So they will set realistic goals and targets for themselves. So that is why Saturn Jupiter, they are not enemies. Okay, they are not enemies in the natural zodiac. They are not enemies, Saturn and Jupiter. That is why this is a good conjunction. So just when you move towards knowledge, Saturn will give you success in profession. Definitely you will become fortunate through your profession in due course of time. But you have to give importance to knowledge, gaining knowledge. That's it. That is the key to becoming successful in life, to becoming successful in your profession. So that is the only key for Saturn Jupiter people. Saturn Jupiter people, they may have certain issues, some joint pain if it's a very close conjunction. Okay, so Jupiter is your prana, pranic energy, and Saturn is connected to joints and all. Okay, so it may give you certain bone health issues. This may be there. Okay, it may happen. So especially if this conjunction is happening in the 12th house. 12th house is also the house of defects and diseases and all. Even 8th house. Then it may give you certain bone health problems. So be careful. You should do breathing exercise, meditation, pranayama when you have Saturn Jupiter conjunction, because Jupiter is prana, prana vayu. Jupiter is oxygen and Saturn is obstruction. So you need to do breathing exercise, you need to do pranayama, so that your Jupiter becomes stronger. And Jupiter is the jiva, and also the significator of the native or jiva in Bhrigunandinadi Jyotish also. So you need to do breathing exercise so that you get pranic energy, so that oxygen level in your body is maintained and your bone health is maintained. That also. Okay, so yeah, Saturn Jupiter conjunction, all these things we can say about this conjunction. Now just you need to believe in gaining knowledge, even sharing your knowledge. Okay, so definitely that will give you wonderful results. All right, so yes, all these things we can say, friends, about Saturn Jupiter conjunction. All right, now let's move on to the next conjunction. Okay, so yes, next conjunction is Saturn Rahu conjunction. Saturn Rahu people, what will happen, such people, they may set they may remain in their world of illusion initially regarding their profession. They may be very confused and they may be in their own world of illusion. They may set certain targets for themselves in profession which they may not be able to achieve because they are in their world of illusion. This can happen initially in life. This will happen. So they are so ambitious, they'll be very ambitious regarding their profession, but they will set targets which are not achievable only, especially until the age of 30-35. This can happen, but after that they will eventually realize that they need to be realistic and practical in their approach to work. Okay, so Saturn Rahu people, they may be deceived by people at their workplace because they themselves are in a state of illusion, so they may tend to believe others. So other people may seek advantage, may take advantage of them even at the workplace. So they may be victims of betrayal, deception at the workplace. They may be a victim of some controversy at the workplace. They may be a victim of office politics also. So they need to be very careful, Saturn Rahu people. Because Rahu tends to cause illusion. Okay? And Saturn is your work ethics. So your actions. So you have to be very careful about your actions, about your profession. You need to be very, very careful when you have Saturn Rahu. Saturn Rahu, your paternal uncle or your elder brother, you may have problems with them. They may be in foreign land, or you may have problems with them in relationship. Saturn Rahu also, it can show if your profession is, if you move to some foreign land, then it's very good for your profession if you have Saturn Rahu. If you move to a foreign land, then your profession will give you a lot of success. For your profession, if you undertake travel to a foreign land, that is also good for your profession. Saturn Rahu is connected to research technology. If your profession is connected to research and technology, then also you will get good results if you have Saturn Rahu conjunction. Okay? Rahu is also connected to occult, to whatever is hidden, mysterious. Okay? So if your profession is connected to investigating the truth, okay, if your profession is connected to uncovering whatever is hidden, say it is connected to the profession of you are a detective, you are into secret agency, you are in the intelligence department, then you will get very good results when you have Saturn Rahu. And Rahu anyway, Saturn Rahu is very good for becoming a tarot reader. For any field of occult science, Saturn Rahu is a good combination also, because Rahu is also connected to the occult. So yeah, all these things, friends, about Saturn Rahu. Also, such people, they need to be very watchful about their actions. They will, their words, their actions will now be very unpredictable also, because Rahu is the planet of unpredictability and unconventionality. So they may act, you may find that such people who have Saturn Rahu, they may act in a strange way. They can shock everybody through their actions. Their actions will be so unpredictable that everyone may get shocked that, okay, it's unexpected. You never expected them to act that way. It's possible. They will surprise everybody with their actions, because maybe you were expecting them to do something else. Maybe they had committed to do something else, but they will end up doing something totally different. Yes, they committed to do something, okay? But finally what they will do is totally different. So no connection between their commitment and their action. That is also possible when you have Saturn Rahu conjunction. So you need to deal with these people in in a careful way. Actually, maybe perhaps it is also not their fault, because they themselves are in a state of illusion most of the time. Rahu causes illusion. They set certain targets and they believe that they will be able to achieve those targets, but the reality is somewhat different, and finally they encounter that reality. Okay, so that is also possible. So such people, it's very important for them to do some meditation. If they're into any field of research, investigation, if they're uncovering anything which is hidden, secretive, then it is okay. If their profession is connected to foreign lands, then the energy of Rahu has been absorbed positively. Otherwise, such people, they need, because they could be gripped by illusion whenever they go to act. So their actions may be guided by their false beliefs. Okay, so that is why these people, or their false targets that they have set for themselves, so over ambitious targets also. So that is why these people, they need to do a lot of meditation. Very important. Meditation is the key. So if they are engaged in meditation, then definitely in due course of time, because meditation and occult or spiritual practices, this is again very good for people who have Saturn Rahu conjunction. They can, through meditation, they can initiate get initiated into some spiritual practice. Okay, they can do some spiritual practices, that is good for them. Or they may be involved in occult practices. They may be very successful as healer or psychologist. So these professions are good for them. Okay, so they need to really go deep within themselves, do some meditation, uncover some hidden truth. Then they will be able to channelize their energy in a better way, those who have Saturn Rahu conjunction, right? So yeah, so all these things, problems in relationship with paternal uncle and elder brother, I told you. Or they may be in a foreign land, your elder brother or paternal uncle, they may be in a foreign land. So yes, all these things, and we can say, so Rahu is connected to, it has connections with the 12th house. It also is believed to be connected to the 3rd house, even 8th house. Okay, so yeah, such people, Saturn Rahu, if Sun is also connected to the 10th house, or 10th lord, then they can be very successful in the field of politics. Yes, Rahu is politics, so they can be very successful in the field of politics. So that is good for them. Now eventually after the age of 42 onwards, Rahu gives you better results. So with proper maturity, because such people, they will be very intelligent also. Saturn Rahu people, they can be very clever also. Their actions will be guided by strange motives, because Rahu is the head, you remember, of the dragon, the dragon's head. So Rahu is all intelligence and all sort of strategies Rahu has now. So such people eventually, with certain maturity in age, they can enter into politics, and they can have that duality and diplomacy with which they will be doing very well in politics. Because in politics also, people will commit to do something, but they will not end up doing that, they will do something else. So their commitments and their actions, they don't go hand in hand, but then they will cover that up very nicely. They know how to cover that up with their communication skills, with their able to manipulate people, with their ability to manipulate people or be diplomatic. They know that. So that is why Saturn Rahu is a very good combination for getting into any field of politics, especially. Even you could be into administration into all these fields are also good for Saturn Rahu, wherein you have to use your powers of diplomacy, even analytical powers, right? So, but any field of research and investigation is also good for your profession. So you will excel in your profession whenever you undertake research, investigation, if you have Saturn Rahu. Now finally, let's move to Saturn Ketu before I go to the outer planets. So Saturn Ketu, these people, Ketu is the planet of detachment, separation. So initially in life, these people, they may be confused. Ketu is headless also, it has no head, so people are directionless. A lot of karmic connections, a lot of Saturn Ketu is a highly karmic conjunction. That means Ketu is your past life karma. The Saturn Ketu means maybe in your past life you were engaged in some karma, and initially in life you are confused, you don't know what you have to do, but finally maybe you will have to realize that this is my karma and I was engaged in that even in my past life. So because Ketu is past life karma. And why it is with Saturn? So it is with Saturn because it wants to teach you a lesson that Ketu is suffering obstacles. So you will have to encounter obstacles in your profession. You will be directionless also. Initially, these people, they change their profession or jobs also. It's possible. They will do something initially, but then they will realize, they will encounter obstacles there, problems there. They will have to suffer. And in that process, they get transformed. Their profession also gets transformed and they move towards a different line of profession. That also happens. Why? Because that is your past life karma. In this life, you will have to, go through that suffering in your profession. Okay? And Ketu has come to teach you a karmic lesson, that suffering, initial suffering in your profession will transform you as a professional. You get transformed as an individual, and finally you realize that, okay, you come to know what should be your line of profession. Saturn is profession. Ketu is also your ancestors. There's a high possibility that your profession could be connected to what your ancestors were doing. Okay? So yeah, even it's believed that if you are a Shukravanshi, say you are a Shukravanshi, there are ways in which you can find out whether a person is a Shukravanshi or Suryavanshi or Chandravanshi. Say if you are a Shukravanshi, okay, you belong to the Shukravansh, then maybe your ancestors also, in some past life, your ancestors were engaged in foretelling the future, because Shukravanshis, that is their lineage, that is their tradition. They foretell the future. They are engaged in, okay, foretelling the future of people. They are engaged in making forecasts. They are engaged in soothsaying. They are engaged in fortune telling, or they are engaged in astrology. Okay, they are seers. They are clairvoyants. So these are the professions to which they are connected. They are occultists, Shukravanshis. So there's a high possibility that finally you may also end up doing what your ancestors were doing, and you may become an astrologer. Now Shukra, that is because Ketu shows, Ketu is the planet of your ancestors. That is why I talked about being a Shukravanshi. Now anyway, we know that yes, so anyway, so that was about ancestors. Now if your ancestors, maybe Ketu is also medicine, so maybe some of your ancestor, maybe someone in your ancestral lineage was connected to medicines, to healthcare and healing people. Eventually, initially you were doing something else. Eventually you realize, oh, I have to heal people. That is my karma. So finally you are falling back on your ancestors, and you are kind of following their line of profession. If you do that, it's going to be very good for you when you have Saturn Ketu, because Ketu refers to past life karma. Ketu refers to your ancestors also. Now, but yeah, you will evolve and you will grow in profession through the initial stages of suffering and transformation. Okay, then Saturn Ketu people, that is why initially you may be detached from work. You may not be so much interested in whatever you are doing. You may be lost, that okay, what am I doing? I mean, I'm not much interested. Initially you may have such thoughts until you figure out what should be your real profession. This happens with Saturn Ketu people. Saturn Ketu people also, what I would say, Ketu is government. You could be in the government sector. Ketu is administration, administrative sector. You could be in engineering, technology. Ketu is technology. Ketu is healing. Ketu is occult. You could be an astrologer. Saturn Ketu combination. Astrologer, healer, any kind of occultist for that matter. You can be a psychologist also when you have Saturn Ketu. Now, you can be a very successful lawyer. You can be in the field of law. Now when you have Saturn Ketu, such people, you may be away from your elder brother or paternal uncle. It's possible when you have Saturn Ketu. Or there could be some conflicts with them. That is also possible. Okay. Now Saturn Ketu, or they could be very spiritual. That is again possible. Now Saturn Ketu people know, they will, because Saturn is connected to the 12th house, to your feet, and Ketu is also connected to Pisces of the 12th house. So that is, Ketu is connected to being very dreamy and creative also. Okay, so such people, they can be good not just at your profession. If it involves research and investigation, you will get wonderful results. If your profession is connected to research, investigation, any sort of research, investigation, you will get wonderful results. Uncovering the truth, uncovering the hidden mysteries of things, investigation, everything, secretive investigation, you will get very good results. Or else, your profession could be connected to something creative also. In order to do well in your profession, you may want to isolate yourself from others. That isolation and analysis, research, investigation is necessary. Okay, self-introspection is necessary for doing well in your profession, for figuring out what should be your goal in life. Because once Ketu is focused, once you figure out what is your goal in life or what is your actual profession, and then there is no looking back. Saturn Ketu, do be regular. Ketu is discipline, regularity. Every day do your work. Every day makes small progress or take small steps every day to move towards your goal. In due course of time, you will reach your goal, and you will be able to, have the flag of victory in your hands, because Ketu is victory and the flag of victory also. But yes, you have to be regular, you have to be disciplined, you have to be methodical, structured, you have to believe in working on a day-to-day basis and making small steps, taking small steps every day towards progress and towards your profession, so that you can attain success in your profession. That is the secret of Saturn Ketu. Saturn Ketu, you begin in a very humble way, never mind. Initially you were confused in your profession. Finally you figure out, maybe after the age of 35, you figure out, okay, this is my line of profession. You may have to begin again from the scratch, never mind. You begin, okay, in a very humble way. You make a humble beginning, but go on working hard with patience, perseverance, making efforts on a day-to-day basis. You will reach the top also. You will become very successful. You will be indisputably the leader in your field of profession. That is also possible if you have that determination and focus and regularity and discipline and structure also. So that is Saturn Ketu secret. Even if you are doing a job, you have to be very disciplined, very structured, very methodical when you have Saturn Ketu. There can be changes in job, so what? You will be able to choose which job you want to join, or which you may want to change the company. You may want to join some other company which is offering you better salary. So you will be in a position to decide which company you want to join. So that will happen only when you are structured and disciplined in your work. Then you will see that changes in jobs will happen. But you are growing every time. You are growing in your profession because you are moving towards a better salary, better package. That will also happen when you are very regular, very disciplined, very methodical and very analytical in your approach to work. Then you will become very successful in your profession. Otherwise, changes in jobs, if there is no focus, then there will be problems, obstacles in your profession, ups and downs in your profession and all that. Okay, so yes friends, Saturn Ketu is a very good combination for moving towards spirituality also. Many great saints and sages, they have this combination in their birth chart, Saturn Ketu. So eventually in life they move towards detachment. They are non-attached, they are detached from worldly pleasures also. So eventually they can become very they can turn towards spirituality. They have some karma attached to spiritual practices also, because they want liberation also. Saturn is also connected to liberation. Ketu is also connected to self-introspection, self-realization and liberation. So you can become a highly spiritual person eventually in life, and you will also believe in charity. A lot of karma attached to charity. Be charitable to the poor, to the downtrodden, and then you will see that your profession also, you will see growth in your profession if you are charitable to the needy, to the unprivileged. So yes friends, all these things we can say about Saturn Ketu. So Ketu is again connected, as I told you, to Pisces. Ketu is connected to the sign of Pisces, which is dreamy, imaginative, creative also. So such people, when they walk, Saturn Ketu people, there will be something unusual about the way they walk. So whenever they walk, they may attract people's attention. It's possible. And they can be very good dancers, because Saturn Ketu, they can be very creative and they can be very good dancers, very good at dancing. It's possible when you have Saturn Ketu. Or you can have great creative skills, and you may use those creative skills, those artistic skills in your profession as well. Alright, you may be highly imaginative, you may have certain ideals, okay? So you will tend to idealize things in your profession, okay? Your profession will be based on certain ideals, okay? So that is why initially in life, no, you want things to happen in a very ideal way, Saturn Ketu, and so you encounter obstacles, okay? But eventually you will learn your lesson through suffering, obstacles. No, your profession will transform you as an individual, and finally you'll be able to figure out what should be your direction in life. And once you figure out that, you will be successful, okay? You will learn how to balance, strike a balance between your idealism and reality. Ketu is idealism, Saturn is reality. So you will learn how to strike a balance between your ideals and between your realistic targets. So when you learn to strike a balance, you will start growing in your profession eventually. So yes friends, now finally let's move to the outer planets. If you have Saturn, Uranus, the planet, it has a lot of energy which is similar to that of Rahu's energy. So because the sign of Aquarius is believed to be ruled by Rahu, sign of Aquarius is ruled by Saturn. It is also believed to be ruled by Rahu and Uranus. So Uranus people, very unpredictable. So unpredictable things will happen in your profession. Sudden events can happen. Very good if your profession is connected to research, investigation, to the occult. Then you will get very good results. Okay, such people, you also want to work independently because you believe in your individuality. Okay, but you also can be a social activist. You can work for social causes. You will fight against injustice. You can have a rebellious attitude against authority, against any sort of tradition which is unduly harming the unprivileged. So you may raise voice against those people who are the weaker sections of society. Saturn, Uranus, you may want to definitely work for various social welfare organizations, and you may be social activists also. You can be very good at research because Aquarius sign, which is connected to Uranus, you can be very good at research, investigation, okay? So it is possible. Your profession may be connected to your social network people. So the people in your social network, they may definitely have something to do with your profession. So you may have to deal with those people in your social circle. It's possible. It is also possible that you may distance yourself from some people in your social circle. That is also possible because you give a lot of independence, a lot of importance to your independence and individuality and your freedom. That is important for you. Okay, freedom of thought, freedom of expression, that's what you strive to achieve. Uranus exalts in Scorpio. So such people can be very good occultists. They can be very good, as I mentioned, in research, investigation. So Saturn, Uranus, you can do very well in the field of occult. You can be a great healer also, again. So yeah, you can be a very good investigator. So you can also be connected to the field of law, to any field of research, investigation. So Saturn, Uranus. So sudden unpredictable things can happen in your profession, okay? Sudden events, sudden changes can happen in your profession, and everyone around you may be shocked, okay, by what decisions you make in your profession, or by the achievements that finally you kind of attain through your profession. This is a very good combination for being not just a researcher, but even you can be a scientist. You can end up inventing something and shocking everyone all around you, everyone around you. So sudden inventions, because Saturn, Uranus people, you will have great creativity, inventive ability, research, analytical ability. So use all these abilities in your profession. You will do very well and you will excel in your profession when you have Saturn, Uranus conjunction. Very unconventional approach to work you can have. You will never tolerate injustice. So all these things we can say about Saturn, Uranus, okay? So yeah, all these things, and even Saturn, Uranus, you definitely can think of getting into politics and administration also. If you get the opportunity, you can think of entering into politics and administration, because you have great analytical mind. Okay, you have the ability, you have the power to analyze everything, every situation, okay, and maintain that diplomacy. You have that ability to manipulate things also, means in your favor. So even joining politics, or even any field of administration, that also can be good for you, besides any field of research and investigation. So now let's move on to Saturn Neptune conjunction. Neptune is Jupiter rules the sign of Pisces, we know. Neptune also co-rules the sign of Pisces, especially in Western astrology. So such people can be very imaginative, okay, very analytical also, because this is this water sign, so they can be very imaginative, very creative. So this again, Saturn Neptune is a very good conjunction for being a healer, for again being an occultist, for being into any field of creativity or fine arts. You can have artistic abilities, you can have creative skills when you have Saturn Neptune conjunction. Okay, you can be a very good psychologist with this conjunction, Saturn Neptune conjunction. So Neptune is idealism also, remaining in your world of imagination and creativity, while Saturn is realism. So initially in life there may be a tussle or imbalance between the two. It may happen. You may set idealistic targets in your profession. You may set certain targets which are unrealistic. You may not be able to achieve those targets, but you have certain targets, and you are kind of believe that, yeah, I will somehow be able to achieve those targets, while the reality may be something else. So that is why initially such people, they may be confused also in their field of profession, but eventually they will, after Saturn gives you maturity, after the age of 33 onwards, you will become mature, and you will be able to make mature decisions in your profession. If you move towards occult, if you move towards healing, if you move towards spiritual practices, occult practices, if you move towards investigation, research, if you move towards psychology, psychological counseling, because Neptune is also connected to the house of Pisces, which is connected to the subconscious mind. So all these professions will give you very good results. Even if you move towards religious or spiritual practices, you will get very good results when you have Saturn Neptune conjunction. Such people are highly creative, so use your creativity, use your creative artistic abilities in your profession. You may like to work in isolation, you may not like others' interference, okay, you may at times love solitude also while you're working, so that is fine, but do engage yourself, engage in some creative activity or some research investigation, and try to gain knowledge, so that with the help of your knowledge you can heal others, you can help others out. You should also do some charity when you have Saturn Neptune conjunction. You should be charitable to the poor, to the downtrodden, okay. Then that is the karma in this life also, that you need to be charitable to the unprivileged, okay. So that is also something which you should do once you have attained some kind of success, some level of success in your profession. Also be charitable to others, okay. And definitely counseling, healing, occult, and these creative fields, these are all good professions for you. Saturn Neptune, you may, if you travel to a foreign land also, you will get good results for your profession. If you settle down in a foreign land, you can get very good results also. Now finally, the final conjunction is Saturn Pluto conjunction. Pluto, Scorpio is ruled by Mars, we know. In Western astrology, Scorpio is also co-ruled by Pluto. So Pluto shows transformation, all energies connected to the 8th house. So Saturn Pluto people, definitely initially they will encounter obstacles, hurdles in their profession. They will have to go through a lot of suffering, maybe setbacks, downfalls, but it is their failures that will shape them, that will transform them as a professional. So their profession will transform them as an individual when you have Saturn Pluto conjunction. It is your profession which is now going to transform your identity in this world, because you have Saturn Pluto. Your profession has that power to transform you into a different individual. So Saturn Pluto people, you actually need to give a lot of importance to your profession, to your hard work, okay, to analysis, investigation, research. These things can help you in your profession. And Saturn Pluto people, you also need to have patience, because initially in life you will encounter a lot of struggle, okay, and problems. This is possible in your profession. And remember that after the age of 33 onwards, you know, Saturn will start giving you good results in your profession. So have some patience. Wait until the age of 35, okay? Do not lose hope. Yes? So just try to do this, to do any work that you're engaged in, but have patience. Along with time, you will really be able to figure out what should be your line of profession. And Saturn Pluto people, you actually need to, you know, go into self-introspection. That's very important. Suppose you're engaged in a profession. Initially in life, you will encounter obstacles, upheavals, a lot of problems. So you need to go into the self-introspection mode that, okay, what is my real profession? What am I meant to do? So that self-introspection is very important for Saturn Pluto people. And then you will be able to, if you're really able to connect with that voice within you, the voice of God, the voice of conscience within you, and then you will see, you will be able to find an answer through deep meditation. Very important. And then you will figure out that, yes, I have to gain knowledge in this particular field so that maybe I can heal others, or I have to do research, investigation. I have to be an occultist, I have to gain occult knowledge, or I have to gain knowledge in psychology. Finally, you will figure that out, because these are again good fields, because Pluto is Scorpio. Pluto rules the sign of Scorpio. Pluto has Scorpio energy. So Scorpio is connected to occult, astrology, tarot. Scorpio is connected to, okay, psychology. Scorpio is connected to any field of research, investigation, even surgery, even technology. Scorpio is connected to that also. Pluto exalts in the sign of Leo. So ultimately your aim is to gain knowledge when you have Saturn Pluto. Because Pluto exalts in the sign of Leo. Leo is connected to knowledge. Leo is connected to being independent. So Saturn Pluto people, they may have a lot of desire to work independently so that they can highlight their knowledge. So they should do something on their own also eventually in life. Okay, maybe initially they're in job, there'll be changes in jobs also. Okay, there are lots of upheavals in their job life, profession, but eventually they should, even if they're in doing some job, they should think of doing something independently. That's very good for Saturn Pluto people. If they do something independently, then they will gain a lot of success, because they need a platform so that they can highlight their knowledge, their skills. They need some platform. And when they're able to independently do that, you know, that will give them satisfaction in their profession. So Saturn Pluto, even if you're doing some job, eventually, you know, think of doing something independently. Think of starting your own independent venture. You may start it in a very humble way, never mind, but go on doing it. Okay, so Pluto is connected to fixed signs, fixed water sign Scorpio and fixed airs and fixed fire sign Leo. So both the signs of Pluto, they are fixed signs. So Pluto is connected to that, to a sense of determination, that attitude of never giving up, no matter what. So I have to undergo suffering, pain. I will take everything in my stride, and you know, I will endure all that pain, all that suffering, because I really want to bring about a positive transformation in my life through my profession. So they should never give up. They should have that, you know, that consistency, that determination is very important. And even if you're doing a job, think of some independent venture. and so that you can showcase your talent, your knowledge, your skills, and that will give you, purpose in life. And who knows, that independent venture it was meant to transform your life, your identity, your profession. Your profession will now your profession will now manifest itself in a different way, because maybe you were doing some job, so people didn't know that you have these skills in you, but you have discovered them. You know that you have certain skills, or you need to acquire certain skills you already have, but you now need to kind of gain further knowledge, and then you want to do your own independent venture. Yes, wherein you can highlight your skills. So, and then people will get to see a whole new side of you, and you see how your life will get transformed, and how your profession will transform your life. You will not be just known as somebody who works in that company, but you will also be known as somebody who is an occultist, somebody who is a healer, somebody who is also a psychologist. Yes, maybe you'll be known as that as well, because you have that, because you really have delved deep into yourself and figured out that yes, my profession will now transform my identity. So I will really have to work hard. I will have to go to the depth of things. I will have to investigate, research. I will have to uncover the truth behind things. And I will have to gain knowledge so that I can also help others. I can also showcase my own knowledge, my own talents and skills. And that will bring about a transformation in your life through your profession. So that's also something that can happen with Saturn Pluto. Saturn Pluto means your profession will now transform your life. But you have to understand what Pluto wants to tell you. Initially, suffering, obstacles, downfalls. So take them in your stride. Endure them. From every mistake, from every failure, learn your lesson and never give up. And you will be able to figure out, how your profession also can get transformed. You may change your profession. You may move to another line of profession also with Saturn Pluto. And that, you will figure out that I need to follow another line of profession. And that profession, which you will finally end up following, will transform your life. That's possible with Saturn Pluto conjunction. So friends, that was my take on Saturn in conjunction with all different planets in horoscope. If you want personal consultation, you can get in touch with me. And also friends, do support this channel of yours. Do share and subscribe to this channel. Alright. And friends, also if you really want Saturn to give you good results, Saturn is the planet of justice. Saturn also is connected to the 12th house of charity and compassion. So you really need to be compassionate to the unprivileged. Also be compassionate. Also be kind to all animals, birds and creatures. That is the best remedy for Saturn. Okay, Saturn will give you wonderful results. I mean, if Saturn is in a way afflicted in your chart, or you are not experiencing good results of from Saturn, then be charitable to the poor, to the unprivileged. Be kind to all animals, birds and creatures, and you will be blessed by planet Saturn. Thank you friends. See you next time. Take care.